Hey everyone, it's Melanie. I just wanted to go through a quick card that I'm going to put together here for you. I'm starting with the Kiyoshi collection from Basic Gray, just pulling out a couple of sheets here from their 6x6 pack. I'm going to use that to punch out a bird. So I'm using this punch from Stampin' Up. It's this really beautiful big bird and branch punch that I got recently. It's really cool and great for layering. So I'm going to go ahead and punch out the first layer here, which is that sort of lavender purple color, and then I'm going to keep layering my card here with taking that same punch and now using a piece of old olive. I'm just basically going to focus on that branch for the bird to sit on. So I'm punching that out there and then moving on to the next bit here, which is going to be to layer these pattern papers underneath or on my card. It's a 4¼ by 4¼ square card base with made from craft cardstock, and I'm just using this sort of striped paper as the first layer, and it's really cool. It kind of looks like, kind of reminds me of like a bamboo forest, the way the lines are set and sort of the green and whatnot that's in there. So I'm just trimming that down. And then I'm going to take another piece of this old olive and I'm going to go ahead and layer that on top of it. So I'm just kind of eyeballing to see how it's looking. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this old olive and trim it down. I can't remember the dimensions of all of these. I think the striped paper was like 3 3/4 square, and then this one maybe like 3 1/4 inch square, but I can't remember. I kind of just go as I, whatever kind of catches my fancy. I'm not really great at planning it out ahead of time. And now I'm just taking a piece of Whisper White and doing the same thing. This is the piece that I'm going to use to stamp my image on. I went ahead and punched out a couple of wings in 2 shades of plum. Again, paper from Stampin' Up, cardstock from Stampin' Up. And I'm just kind of playing with the different pieces to decide what I want it to be. And I decided on the lighter pale plum, and so I'm going to ink the edges just to bring it out a little bit more. I'm using Dusty Concord Distress Ink from Tim Holtz, and I saw this idea online on how to store the tools that I use for the different colors. So I have a little plastic baggie and I keep my foam my little foam piece for the blender blending tool, along with a scrap piece of cardstock that I've inked, and then also half inked and half embossed so I could see the color differences. So I can't remember who did it off the top of my head, but it was a really great idea, so decided to do it. So I'm just inking around the edges of the bird and the wing, and then I'm taking that branch and getting it all together so I don't lose any of my pieces, and then just inking the edges of that white cardstock because it was looking a little stark. So I just wanted to soften it a little bit and bring that plum back in a little bit more. And I couldn't find my distressing tool, and I just didn't have the patience to go hunting for the actual tool itself, so I didn't bother with it this time around, although I normally do. I'm just going to go ahead and layer my pieces together with some snail adhesive, and starting with that striped paper. And I've got visitors hanging around looking for snacks. So I've got that striped paper. Now I'm going to layer the olive piece on top of it, and once I do that, then I'll do the same thing with the white piece. So there we go. Got that all layered together. I'm using this clear stamp from Hero Arts. It's my first clear stamp from Hero Arts, so first time I'm trying it for this card. And this particular stamp says, "You're so special." And just figuring out what clear block I want to use. I don't have very many clear blocks, so just trying out which one fits. So there we go. I used my grid paper to line it up so I had it straight. I'm using the Dusty Concord ink for the sentiment, and then I'm just going to layer my bird on the card. So I'm using some Tombow mono adhesive. Gotta get the glue going first. Just adding a little tiny bit. This is one of those glues where really just a little bit goes a long way, so you don't need to put a lot on with this. In fact, it's not a good idea because it'll glop out, and then once it dries it becomes like a temporary adhesive, and lots of other things will stick to it and it's kind of gummy. So I use it sparingly for that reason, to keep my things clean. The wing, I'm now just kind of curling the tip of the wing out just to add a little dimension before I adhere it again with some more of that mono adhesive, and I'm just adding it to the front end of the wing so that the back end kind of lifts up a little bit on the bird. And then once I do that, I'm going to attach the bird to the card, and just again to give it a little bit of depth, I'm going to be using Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, which is my favorite foam adhesive because it's not too thick. And this was pretty much an empty sheet, as you can see, so I'm just using, I like to save the little edges because I can use it for small projects. It's just a good way to use it and no reason to waste it. So once I get that in there, once I get that bird there, that pretty much finishes the card. So I hope you like it. Just a quick, simple little card. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll talk to you later.